Let's turn to defense, Mike, where Devin Hunter comes on campus as one of the true elite athletes in high school football, transitioning to the next level. Top three safety at his position. But because of the oddities of the Virginia Tech defensive alignment and also some standout play from some other guys in camp this spring, Hunter is going to find himself on the field most likely, but maybe not necessarily in a traditional spot. And there's some other things going on there in the secondary.
A lot of moving parts on the defensive side of the ball, especially here going into the spring game on Saturday. The issue here is that a lot of guys who are projected starters are either missing on the defensive side of the ball due to offseason surgery, or they're just not on campus yet. In Devin Hunter's case, you can make a strong argument that he should be one of the starting safeties this spring just because of pedigree and where he's coming from and how he's looked on film and how everybody, raves about his talent and ability. The thing about Devin Hunter is he's not on campus now. So what are we going to see this Saturday in the spring game? Reggie Floyd is a guy at safety. He's a natural rover, it appears. He's a big-time hitter, a guy that makes a lot of plays in run defense, a guy who's proven to be capable against the pass as well in the spring practices. Hasn't seen a ton of playing time yet in his time in Blacksburg, but he's one guy to watch at safety. Another guy who's kind of bounced around a bit is Adonis Alexander. You'll remember last year he was suspended at the start of the year and then, bounced back and ended up becoming one of the starters at cornerback when Greg Stroman underwent surgery. Alexander can bounce around quite a bit as well. He can play safety. He can play a little bit of corner. It's going to be interesting to see where he ends up in the spring game on Saturday. I think we're going to get a pretty general idea of what the secondary is going to look like. Obviously, a much better picture will be painted this fall when a guy like Devin Hunter gets on campus and, we see if the coaching staff slots him in as a starter right away. I think that, with Devin Hunter, it'll likely be the Kendall Fuller treatment where he's kind of eased into the rotation as a freshman and then towards the back end of his freshman year becomes a starter and is on the field a lot more. I think we can start to see that with Devin Hunter before he becomes a full-time starter as a sophomore and beyond. So a lot of moving parts in the secondary, especially when you have a guy like Mook Reynolds at whip who's out for the spring due to surgery as well. So, we'll see what happens. But the defensive side's pretty well set. But if you want to look for some storylines on that side of the football, I think safety and corner are kind of where you need to turn your attention.
Mike, we love football, and if you're anything like me, you get excited for spring football because you miss football so much, but then you remember it's spring football. Once you get a look at it, like there were a number of games on last Saturday, and I flipped them on thinking, I'm going to lock in on some of this stuff, and then it's just so awful to watch that I remember, oh yeah, it's not real football. But if you're trying to size up a team, it's worth something to scout. In this case, the Virginia Tech Hokies, the last time we saw the Hokies, they had scored 35 straight points in winning the Belk Bowl. And in trying to get a handle on some of these positional unit breakdowns, check out the spring game. It all starts 2:30 Eastern time in Blacksburg on a Saturday. Mike McDaniel from Inside the ACC, always doing a great job breaking down the Hokies. Mike, we appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.